There's my number. I see there if it's working. It's working now. I can see the numbers going up.
Yeah, it's working now.
So I can start, can't I? I can tell you how I first joined up.
That's it.
I got my calling up papers and I was sent to a place in I got Dover Street.
Yeah.
Everybody went to Dover Street when they got the calling up papers. I always remember this. And I was fortunate to be interviewed by what I now think was the best. I'm sure he was an old scout. I'm sure it was, because he was very friendly with me. Whereas he not like he'd come aside and he said, well, "Now Herbert, what do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a driver. I drive a lorry." "Oh, you drive a lorry? You're 18?" He said, "Oh, because those days, of course, 1942, when I joined up. This was October the 15th, 1942, when I joined up.
October the 15th,
yeah,
1942.
15th,
you can remember that, yeah.
There wasn't many. There wasn't many drivers there, young men. Anyway, and he went on to said, "Oh right, you're right. And what's your hobbies?" I said, "Oh well, camping. I like camping, hiking, and things like that." He said, "I said because we do a lot in the Boy Scouts." He says, "Oh, you're a Boy Scout, are you?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Do you enjoy it?" I said, "Oh, very much." He says, "Well, I think what would suit you is to join the Royal Corps of Signals, because we're short of drivers in there, young drivers, who understand signalling." And of course I didn't understand signalling. And then he said, "You do semaphore, don't you, with your hands and flags and things?" I said, "Oh yes, we do that." And he said, "Right, well, we'll put you in the Royal Corps of Signals." So you could guess how pleased I was. Anyway, I was sent to a place in Ossett, Yorkshire, on the 15th of October. I always remember this. It was an old tram depot, and we were took to this depot here. And there were about 20 or 30 of us, and we're all young men, and we're taking them to where you showered and where you eat and where. But what I found out was I was then then joined another band of men that I got driving, who were not the usual type you find a soldier. They were more of they were 30 and 35-year-olds, and they were a bit more sedated. They were a lot of GPO men and ex telephone operators and linesmen and things like that. And so I was with like a lot better type of band, if I must say that, than the ordinary infantry, which I was so pleased. I didn't want to have to run forward with a bayonet and fight and all that. So after a preliminary training, I settled down, and I was given allotted this half-track vehicle, and everybody was very excited. This half-track commander from "Hey, there's a half-track down there, and Ginger Hunt's driving it." That was me. They called me Ginger Hunt there. And of course,
they must have been all really jealous. It was a bit like a bit of a big boy's toys.
The elite,
yeah.
I mean, wherever and even though I said it myself, I was chuffed.
Yeah, I bet you were.
And that was looked up to.
Yeah.
Because I knew a bit about petrol engines, because I'd helped my dad to get the one thing. Anyway, that from there, and I went there. But I must tell you about how I was. When I got this half track, of course, I had these two wireless operators in the back, and they had two wirelesses, a 19 and a 22 set, and one was in touch with the forward battalions, and the other was they were in touch with, say, the company HQ, and the layers and like that. And all I used to do was just keep sure of the batteries, make sure the batteries were charged, and because we had a little Johnson Jaw horse, which was a battery charging little petrol engine, and that was one of my jobs on my parts up, to make sure that these batteries were. And I went on a course, and I always remember having this formaldehyde and stuff that they put in for the batteries. Anyway, and I was made appointed a Lance Corporal. Well, my mother was dead pleased when I wrote and told her I'd been a Lance Corporal. I had my photograph taken. Anyway, just before D-Day, we were sent for final training, invasion training, because we had to waterproof all these vehicles. You can imagine, we had to waterproof the vehicles, so the inlet for the intake, we had to fit pipes on, and we had to cover all the plugs and all the wiring with waterproofing gunk and all this like that. And that was interesting. But another one was was wet landing where we had to go out in small boats on these what do you call them, on the Broads, on the Norfolk Broads, at a place called Wroxham.
Yeah.
Right? And we'd go in there in the morning, and then we'd have to jump over the side of these damn boats and walk, get yourself back to the bank again. And then the day was our own then, and we were dead bored to tears. It was a rotten time, and we always I was sure, and I think most soldiers were, that they made life so miserable for you, where you couldn't get out of the camp, you couldn't get out, you were no dancing, no girls, no boozing, nothing, and they did it so that your moral was so low that you wanted to get out and get fighting and get something exciting, do something, anything but be here. And one afternoon, we all got back to this Nissen hut to dry out and allocate ourselves. By this time, we kept as dry as possible. You know, we were getting a bit clever. Like we used to, I'd wear a lot of stuff that didn't care if it got wet through, and as soon as I got back in, I got dry. And anyway, and there was a chap there. There was a bane of our life in this little unit we had. And he was getting on a bit. He must have been about 30, 40. He was getting an old man to us young soldiers. And he never went out for a meal. He wouldn't go to them. He always, because he had private means, people used to come and bring in food, and there was parcels for you, this fella. And this day when we came back, there he was, round this pot-bellied stove sat to dry out, and we couldn't get near it. It was on these forms, you know. Mm. So we were all fed up, and I said, look, Ginger, he's there again, like telling me, because I was the lance corporal. Look, Ginger, he's there again. So I called him, I gave him a shot. I said, get on the bloody road, will you? And he went over backwards on this form and hurt his head.
Oops.
Well,
there
was going to be a court-martial.
Oh dear.
But no, I was so, even though I say it myself, everybody was on my side and not his. Even the officers knew what was going on.
They probably wanted to do it themselves.
Yeah. They just took my stripe off me. Oops. And that was it. And that's why I had to revert then back to...
So just tell me about this photograph here. You've got two photos. This is when you first got your... do you want to stop it? You're right.
Yeah, no? All right.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got your signals
up there, Lance Corporal, the polar bear. That's when I first joined up, obviously.
Yeah.
That other 12 months makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Because I joined up in 42 and we invaded in 44, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like 2.5 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that was all...
June, I joined him in October. Oh, no, not quite 2 years. Anyway, that's that. So...
that's 1943.
Yeah, 43.
And that's 1942, so that's 12 months difference.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So I was there.
So what was the polar bear emblem? Was that just the emblem for your...
49th Division.
Right, and they were called the polar bears.
It was first stationed in Greenland.
Right.
Iceland, Greenland, where it was in the Atlantic. When I joined them, they were already established
as the polar bears.
Yeah. So I'll show you more of that as we go through the scrapbook.
Okay.
Anyway, as I told you, we, as I said in my profile, that I had what is called a good war, and I did, and I didn't look for trouble at all. In fact, if there was any, the biggest trouble we had, and I'm talking about now after we landed. Better tell you about that, really.
So can I just ask you? So from joining up in 1942 to the invasion in 44, you were stationed in the UK the whole time, were you?
Yes, all the time.
All the time.
All the time. It was only when the war started.
In training.
When the war started, I started going on
training camps and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get now to the invasion.
Yeah.
I was in we'd waterproofed the arse-track, I'd waterproofed this, and I'd got two wireless operators with it, and also this young captain who was he used to stand up in the mate's seat, and they had the hole like a round hole in the roof, and stand up there and shout his head off. He was more frightened about going abroad than I was. It was really, and of course all I could see when I'm coming down the ramp to when we tried to get ashore was they had a vizier, probably the size of what was probably about a foot by 6 inches that used to be able to clip up, armoured, and clip down. And all I could say now, all we were told is keep between the tapes. But the tapes were on the sand.
The tapes were on the actual shore that you're aiming for.
Where they cleared all the mines off. And also all I want to do, because they say to you, what was like landing? And to tell the truth, I can't remember. All I'm under is noise. And just say, but all I wanted to do was get away quick, and you don't really worry about anything else. And this officer was kept banging on my bloody tin hat and banging his cane or whatever he had. Come on, hunt, bro, you get shifted up. And I just got between this and just revved up and got off the bloody thing and up and over this sand street and over and all the business on the shore had all gone, and I was like, well, what we do now, you know. And eventually, like, and then he calmed down and he's looking at his map and one thing, he's right, hunt, we go here now. So that's how eventually.
So can I ask, how many other vehicles would there be like yours? You were one of how many?
I'd be the only one.
Oh, right, okay.
Of a half track.
Right, okay.
We had other vehicles for with the soldiers in and wireless equipment and stocks and ammunition vehicles and this, that, and the other, and ambulances and God knows what.
But you were the only driver.
I think I was the only. I can't remember seeing another half track at the time.
Right, okay.
And this is where now I come in to tell you that why, being in my position, I got moved all over, because if you can bear in mind that the paratroops had landed and they'd never had anything on wheels, you know, so they wanted something, they wanted some lorry, so we were sent, I and other different units like myself, other people with half tracks, not only just me, were sent to, allocated to the paratroopers and then to the commandos who was with them for a few days, a fortnight or 3 weeks while they consolidated. They got their own equipment. So this is where you find the Royal Corps of Signals in with other infantry units, right. The 5th Division and the 51st Division. So this is where I was fortunate to just have a quick look at them and I get out the road quick, you know. And because it's being a bit crafty, like, you're not crafty, but you don't go, do you?
Your wits about
if I was getting a bit close to the shelling, and that we used to get, because they were getting a bit closer, like I used to say to these because they were on my side, like they were in this bloody. I said, the reception's bad here, you know. We better get away from here. On some higher land here, you can't get through here. Right, go on, Ginger, get off. Let's move our way over there. So then we'd rev up.
Get out of the way.
And there was only one time, I think I've told you before, one where at night we used to dig in, like I used to nose the half track into a hedge, side on into a hedge, like to cover up. And I used to sleep underneath my half track, you see, keep out of trouble. And one night we always woke at dawn, like, you know, because that's when rations came up, and that's when we make sure we get up for
get fed.
And we were just revving up, and it couldn't be far, very loud, like a big lorry revving up, and it was a German Tiger tank. They were lost. I'm pretty sure they were lost, same as I was, same as we were. Because you're driving in up tonight, and then you in the morning, where are we? You know, we were there. But things differ so quick, and all you're interested in is this particular field you're in. You're not worried about what's happening in the war. No. Most soldiers are just concerned is the field you're in and what's in the next over that bloody edge. That's all you do. And then I saw this bloody, we all froze, freezing. They saw the barrel come up and swirl around like that.
Oh, God.
You know, and then all of a sudden they rode up and moved off, revved up and moved off. If they're spotted, or say, bloody well give it. So that was a business. Thank God for that. Like, you know, that was the nearest I ever got, I think, to being killed.
That was lucky.
And lucky. That's the luckiest time as far as I ever got.
So were the officers with you the whole time? You overnight? They come down with
they
you?
had their own batman, didn't they? Digging holes for them and digging trenches and whatnot. But all you'd find as we got in existing trenches that the infantry had dug before us. So we used to look out for what
See what you could find.
And but of course, one of the worst parts of our job was following up was a burial party when you know, especially if you've been in trouble, you see a lot of, you can tell the smell right away. And we were allocated burial parties. And when you see graves and the cross on soldiers, corporal doings, and very few that, Sally. The only that was meant. All it was we had to do was find bits and bobs that were missing, boots and things without legs in, and bury it, just a bit shallow, quick, cover it up quick, put a notice on it quick and get. And then they used to be saying, "Come on, hurry up, as we're going to be too late. All the rations will be up shortly. Get that." So it's, and then when they. And in the weeks to come, when the others come up and started to do, they'd say that we'll put that in there and that in there and that in there. But you can't do no more. You do no more anymore. You can imagine they don't have. They might find a disc. I really remember when I first got my identification disc. It was like not a plastic, it was a fibre. And I said, "What's it now?" He said, "We give you like those ginger because they're flame proof." So that's so that was that. Anyway.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you got involved in having to do that.
What?
I didn't know you got involved in doing that, the burials.
Oh yeah, probably about half a dozen times. Everyone did those. If you did nothing and you came up there and the officer, if you was in an area where it's quiet, and they say, "Come on, let's tidy all these up for people following on with the actual burials." Right. We're just covering up and and you'd find out if you could find their discs. All right, you just put them on it and bang their helmet on them. Anyway, that's that. So. I don't think there's a lot more I can tell you, Sally, really.
What about these?
Well, you can go through that book now. You can ask me questions.
Okay, all right. So these are copies of what? What are these copies of? These.
This is from before I was. These are before I was in the army. Civilians got these. Right. Okay. For the German invasion.
Right. What to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
So like information things.
Now here's my passport.
Right. Here's your signing up.
Here's my pay book. You see, it tells you here: Hunt, Herbert, date of birth. Jonathan's. I think these are my own names.
Yeah, these are originals. These look like originals.
Yes, they are original. They're the originals. And he's got a copy of them.
Yeah, no, it's been done now.
Yeah, that's the original book.
Yes.
And Jonathan's done all this for me.
Yeah.
Right. See, let's have a look here now. Date of religion, CV, approved society, prudential membership. Enlisted that, and they won't tell you the secret. Hunt H, 15th of October 1942. Yeah. Far East. Now here's where I got here for Far East.
15th of March.
In March 1945. Herbert there. Yeah. Prudential again. Far East.
So what's this approved society? What does that mean? What's that?
The Prudential insurance company. Okay.
So there was like they were covering it.
Now
right.
here,
make sure you're speaking. Okay, go on. What's all this then?
Sorry. There is all my medicals when you're going
your inoculation.
So your TOT bits there on different dates. Third dose, typhus, TB, typhus there, typhus attacks. Yeah,
and the dates you had it.
Different dates you had them. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All when I was going abroad, different places. That there. Medical, eyesight, glasses.
You had your eyesight done. Yeah. Did you have to wear glasses at this point?
Yeah, but I didn't wear much. Them steel ones, these hurt your nose. So that's that.
Well, your medical records.
That's the best. If I turn up and you ask questions,
okay.
That's just copies of them again.
Right.
John,
you passed your driving test.
Yeah, that's right.
In 1942. That's interesting.
See,
and were you issued with just a standard driving licence?
Pardon?
Were you issued with an ordinary civilian driving licence? No.
And I've never passed a test in my life, but that's how it goes. Got me medals. Yeah. Got one water chevron. And I got two.
So did the army have to? Did they actually give you a test, or they just took your word for it? You could drive.
Yeah. Well, that was about after being in there. December, I joined up in October, November. I'd been in 3 months. Yeah. But they all knew that
they just knew that you could
drive. A few of us couldn't drive, older men than me.
Yeah.
mustered there, whatever that means. And you said, that's when we...
Record of employment as an army tradesman.
Yeah, that's
mastered something, is that? What does that say?
That was
Mustard,
a mechanic.
Something. Oh, right, okay. To date.
That's where I got another 6 months a day there for being a driver mechanic to being selling. Didn't do anything, just told them I was good, you know. There's my will, had to do a couple. I had no money, I had nothing.
And you're next of kin and everything.
Everything, yeah. Now this is
Dorothy. Because Auntie Dorothy was...
With a letter she sent me.
Yeah.
Just a line with the braces charged for us. Because the braces we had were all, there's no giving them.
Oh, you mean like a proper trouser braces?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a line with braces, charged 4 and 6.
Yeah, my mother that.
I hope they are what you want.
My mother,
yeah.
Bless her. And she sent all these.
I'll send you a parcel.
She must have sent dozens.
And how long did it take you to actually get letters?
In England, not so bad, probably.
Oh, well, you got them pretty straight away, yeah.
Like, see, there's another one, dear Bert.
Yeah.
She put very little dates on.
Yeah.
Dear Bert.
Tuesday.
Yeah, if you want to read them, you can do.
Yeah.
All these at Johnson's.
Jonathan's photocopied them all.
Yeah, he's copied all them for me.
Yeah. So, you've got some. You've written dates on them.
Yeah, Al Farley.
Who's? Oh, that's.
That's Malf.
Yeah.
Our
Is that
husband.
yeah.
Anne's husband.
Yeah.
Dorothy Ann's.
Dorothy.
Yeah. Al Farley, there, another one. Sometimes.
So she'd be married by then.
Dear Bert. Do you want to set them out and have a look at them?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Have a quick look. Who they're from and what dates they are.
So that's Dorothy.
Yeah.
So was she in the
ATS?
What was that?
Auxiliary Training Corps.
Right. Is that like
service.
It for women?
Women, yeah.
Just a line with braces.
She remains my loving mother.
Yeah. What does that say? I remain your loving mother.
Not bad, you know, Maggie.
Yeah. Photocopies of the letters.
Ernie was already abroad.
Have you got the original letters?
Oh, yeah, they're all original.
So these are just copies.
Yeah. Which are good. Those are all the original.
That's good. You've got the originals.
Yeah.
I'm sending you a parcel. Hope you enjoy content. Dad says he would like it to be. He would like to be watching you with a leg. With a leg.
That must be sort of some
I don't know. Yeah. A leg of lamb. I'm sending you petrol lighter and hope it will be useful. Don't get it lost. Did you get braces? All right. Something about church bells were grand.
Maggie, she did well.
Yeah, I would like to have heard Budworth.
Yeah.
Uncle Arthur, who had
an
operation.
They used to come out here when the bombing was on.
Right.
In School Lane, you know.
Yeah. Oh, right. I haven't heard anything about your pension. Have you done anything about it? Got your letter with key. Dad says you could have kept it as a souvenir, but I suppose you have plenty of memories of the garage without the key. I hope you feel better after your inoculations. I got your clothes. It didn't take them long to put you in uniform. So did they send your ordinary clothes back home?
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the only uniform, the only clothing you had was army issue. Yeah. You never had any civvies.
No. Once you joined up and your medical and all that, you found out you were going to be in the army. You got your shilling.
You were a soldier, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn that right road up if you're putting them back, that's right.
Well, no, I'm putting them in order like that.
Oh, I see, big.
So like that, okay. And then it goes on, what's that say?
Yours.
Oh, yours this morning. Glad you are all right. Something fancy, 5:30 a.m. It is like one of the long days.
To Leicester,
right. Yeah. But it is every day. Well, I suppose you will get used to it. So did you reply to all these letters?
Well, best of course.
Yeah. So she'll be responding to your letters as well. Got your letter yet? Got your letter this morning. Glad you have got where you can get a good feed. Dad has missed you. He was a bit upset when he came in Thursday. He said the job would be harder for him with a strange man. So they got somebody else in to help whilst you were gone. Well, these things can't be avoided. By the way, Dorothy's got her papers, has to go Monday and say what she would like to join. So this is when Auntie Dorothy joined up. Yeah. Oh, this I've not seen these before. This is really good. Glad you have got over all your inoculations. I'll finish. Dorothy goes for her medical. I won't read all of them. I can read them again. That's really good. Oh, there you got some letters from.
You're still recording, you know.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fine.
You better get the microphone a bit near you.
Okay, no, it's all right. It'll pick it up. Right, that's lovely. So you got all the originals.
Yes.
And those, right. So do you want those back in there?
Hang on, it goes in there.
Yeah, put those back in there.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That's that. Okay.
Right. Oh, yeah, these are all the copies of.
Yeah.
These are right. So these are the original letters that we've just got.
Yeah.
That we've
No
been looking
dates
at.
on.
No, November 1940. Right.
Oh
what
no,
are these
this is
then?
interesting.
Right. What are these?
No, these are not all it's known about these, but there was what we call they saved space. They were where they photographed little minute things and blew them up to here.
Right.
Right. So they saved time. Now this is from Ernie.
Right.
From our
It's like a telegram or something.
That's
telegram. Right. I can't read the writing. It's really
No, I'll come to. I'm sure the original will be somewhere, but you want to read. No, these are all letters.
Those are letters from.
What I start this for is to show people just when he addressed this. He addressed this to in April 1946. That's when the war was over.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, no. But so when they fought, all the driver hunt, right? Singapore.
No trace.
No trace. Could probably all know that. Lancashire. Bangalore, India, command. That's on my way to Singapore. I didn't know where I was going. Another one.
So it went all over the place?
Oh, yeah. April, Corsi, excellent. All trying to find me.
Yeah. When did it eventually get to you?
God knows. You want to read
Well, he
it?
wrote this in December 1945.
That's right. Yeah, the war was over there.
Yeah, and by April 46, you still hadn't had it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, blinking out.
No. You read it if you want.
Yeah.
I might find that interesting.
Yeah, which is the start of it. Where's the start? Oh, here. Right. Dear Bertram. Dear Bertram. What's that? I can't read his writing. What does that say?
Hello,
Hello,
brother.
Hello, brother. Yes, I know it's high time that I
found you.
That I found you. You read it because I can't read his writing.
Dear Bertram, hello, brother. Yes, I know it's time that I found time to you some lines. Well, here they are. All my with the griff, that's information. And that's what we had in the army. If you knew the griff. Have you heard of the griff? I thought all the ends and ends. So thought in the ends that I can think of.
All the odds and ends that I can think of. Yeah. Right, yeah.
I'm just writing this whilst Alice dabbles in some pastry cookies.
So he'd been obviously he was married by this time.
Yeah. All the pictures fair having been seen off. Oh, it's a Christmas.
Right.
Good.
All the festive fair. Yes, it was. It was just after Christmas.
Yeah. Had Christmas Day at home with the folks. Called just as Dad was carving the breasts off the turkey. What a bird. And Mother was flitting to and from the kitchen out in the glut while Pop, the effort which Mother and the nibs, that's our girls, used to call them the nibs, had undercut whilst upon tied next, I can't do that thing, fits.
The flowers that you're...
Oh, yeah, that's the yeah.
It's not the flowers that you had. Wired. You had wired. You obviously got some flowers sent to Grandma.
Given to... got a place of honour.
Yeah, so you must have sent some flowers then.
They said, like, oh, you got... When they come back after that, they could talk, where's your bird, I didn't get a look in. He was home, you see. And your Christmas letters and plastered on the big mirror. It was a real treat, but Dad and Robert, that's Robert, Dorothy's husband, the pastor, always
something with Alice.
treat.
Oh, Alice treat. No, Dad and but always something with Alice.
Yeah, and myself were there, and then just in the nibs, Mum and Dad, everything was done to the turn, and as effective as it
messed up Christmases.
anyway,
Yeah.
it's all there.
So where were you then at this Christmas? Christmas 1945. Where were you then?
1945, Christmas 1945.
You over in Singapore by then?
The war was over then,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
And
So you'd gone.
I'd on my way to Singapore.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
you were probably.
Yeah.
Did you get any time off over Christmas? Did they?
Oh, I can't
Give you-
remember. Yeah, we did all right. I pity I can't do any. Oh, yeah.
No, you got more here. So you got more letters from Uncle Ernie, presumably.
No,
No?
it's the same one.
Oh, it's the same one, is it?
Yes.
Just copies of the same one. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
you might find one that's a bit clearer, Sally.
It's just the style of handwriting in those days. It's like, that's just. Is it the same one?
Yes,
yeah,
I
it
can
is
tell
the same
that.
one. Yeah, it is the same
He's
one.
the
Just lots
Hunt
of copies. Lots of
Sergeant, you
copies.
see.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
called himself a sergeant.
Yeah. That's it. Okay.
And he's come here. Going back now, 1942.
These are all copies of the letters from
My
Grandma.
dear, but-
yeah.
yeah,
I got
she-
your letter with their dad's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can assume that. Yeah, we've seen that one. So is this all your letters? Or anything? So where are we going on to from here then?
Well, I don't know. If I
Oh, let's have a look.
The thing was just,
What's this? Oh, there's another letter. Dear Bertram, hello brother. So this is obviously from
Oh,
Uncle
no,
Ernie. Now
no.
this is going back to 1942 now. 20th of November 1942.
yeah, when I joined up.
So you
3 Platoon B Company.
Osset in
Osset,
Yorkshire.
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
when
so-
you're in training.
Yeah.
So where would Uncle Ernie be here? Would he be?
Don't
Where
know,
was he?
Don't know.
Has he got?
Middle East.
He's over in the Middle East.
Yeah,
Right.
Royal Army Service Corps.
Ah, right. Okay.
E Platoon, 108th General Transport Company. He was a
Right.
sergeant.
Okay.
Oh, that's them. There's them
Ah,
letters.
yeah, the little Vinny
Before they've
versions.
blown them up.
Yeah, yeah. Gosh, the
I
time.
mean,
Yeah.
I think it's taped in. Yeah.
Is it? Is this just?
I've got it taped inside
Right. You got it
there.
stapled in.
But
And that's how it came to you, is it? Is that the original? No.
Yeah.
Is it?
yeah.
So that's how it came to
Yeah,
you. God, you need to
yeah.
have good eyesight.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, you see. When I had a truck and all these bits, we had cameras and things. You see, some soldiers have not. I've got loads of this. That's a good picture.
Oh,
of
that's
me.
lovely. I've not seen that. You're very casual there. Is that on you? Is this your half track then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what I
I've not
say?
seen that.
What does it say there?
Hang on.
It's loose and all, is it? That?
Can you get it out?
Hello?
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Show it to the camera.
What did you say?
Hang on. Let's just stop this for a moment and we'll come back to
There
it.
they are. There's my house, right?
Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. I like that.